Today's episode of Namaste Yoga is called Get Out of Your Head. Hello and welcome to episode 121 of Namaste Yoga called Get Out of Your Head. Thank you for joining us. I wanted to start with a testimonial today. Here's one I received. It says, "Dear Melissa, I am so happy since I found your classes. My aim is doing all your episodes. I enjoy them so much. You show me a different way of the serious yoga I always practice." Thank God. And it is much like me. Thank you so much. I watch you and send you warm regards from the south of Spain. Love, Maria. I want to thank our sponsors, Squeezed Yoga Clothing, squeezed.ca. You can check them out for all their awesome clothing. I'm wearing a brand new piece of their line, their leggings. These are their fern-colored leggings with the Om Mani Padme Om around the ankle. These great new line. They're fantastic to wear. These are true yoga clothing designed for yogis. They move with you. You don't have to think about your clothes while you're doing your yoga. They just stay put. So I love them. And I'm wearing it with the beautiful cherry blossom design for spring here on the top. So thank you to Donna from Squeeze for that. And you can check those out at www.squeeze.ca. And I want to thank you all for your donations. You can make donations. Somebody asked me, where do you make donations? You go to www.melissawest.com, my website, and there's a link to donations. You can make donations right off the main homepage there. And we had a couple of new donators this week, Andrea from Florida and also Melissa, my namesake, from West Virginia. Also, when you're on the website, you can sign up to receive my free morning and evening yoga sequences. You can't get those anywhere else on the internet, so you have to be on my newsletter to receive those, and also stay on my newsletter because I do send out other gifts from time to time. Another thing to let you know is our new membership site is up and running. We've got it going. We're done. We're through all the glitches. People are running, and we've got new content on there. I put on a Warrior's Heart class. We got the upper back, neck, and shoulders class there. And it's working and it's running really well. And I had a new member sign up just before I came over here to film the class. And we've still got the great price for the move on of $69.95 for the year or $6.95 a month. And you can sign up for that right off my homepage too at melissawest.com. Also, to let you know about some upcoming live events where you can join me in person. So in Ontario, you can meet me in Brighton, Ontario at the Lotus Heart Retreat Center from April 20th to 22nd. And then I will be in Ireland at Castletown Westmeath at the Florist Fest. First Ireland Yoga Festival there from May 18th to 20th in Ireland. So thank you very much. And then I would love for you to join our Facebook community. If you go to Your Namaste Yoga and like us there, that would be fabulous. So today's class is very near and dear to my heart because it is dedicated to the millions of people who are affected by the genetic neurological disease called migraine disease. The World Health Organization estimated that in 2003, so these are kind of old statistics too, 303 million people worldwide were migraineurs. And a 2004 article suggested that there were almost 20 million migraine attacks happening every day. And that, to me, is just way too many. Migraine disease is not a psychological disease caused by stress. It's actually a neurological disease. And people with migraine disease, they actually have a different genetic biological makeup in their brains. So the next time you think of telling somebody with migraine to relax, think again. They don't need to take a break from their life or meditate more. They're doing the best that they can. So give them a break. So although this class is designed for migraineurs, it's also designed to help a way bigger epidemic in our culture called way too much time in your head. So we're going to take the energy from your head and bring it right from your head down into your feet. So the way we're going to do that is with some props that you're going to need. So for this class, you're going to need a tennis ball, a chair, a block, a strap, and a folded up blanket if you have a Mexican blanket. Okay? And your yoga mat. So join me with those things and I will see you at your mat. Okay, so you've got your tennis ball you're going to need right away, and we're going to use the chair pretty much right away too. So standing in front of your chair with your tennis ball. I know we're starting a little bit differently today. We're changing things up. It's going to be okay. Start with your tennis ball. You're going to place the tennis ball on the floor and just roll your feet. So start with the tennis ball under one foot and roll your foot. So this is already starting to move the energy out of your head and down to your foot. So roll underneath your toes, underneath the ball of your foot. Get the outside edge of your foot, the arch of your foot, the inside edge of your foot, the heel of your foot. Just get the whole bottom of your foot. And notice what's happening with your breath as well. Okay. So let's go ahead and switch to the other foot. I'm going to go ahead and roll the tennis ball on your other foot. Stand up nice and tall. Remember to draw up through your pelvic floor, draw your navel towards your spine to support your back. Keep your ears back over your shoulders. You're just rolling the whole bottom of your foot to start to move that energy out of your head and down to the bottom of your foot. Okay, great. All right, and then lift and spread your toes and feel the whole bottom of your foot on the ground and start to feel that connection to the earth already. And then you can go ahead and sit down on your chair. So instead of lying in savasana today, to begin, we're going to do our grounding and centering connection at the beginning of the class, sitting in the chair. Okay, so you'll notice the way I'm sitting is right at the edge of the chair, with my spine straight, my ears back over my shoulders. That's the way I want you to sit as well. Okay? So just go ahead and close your eyes and take a deep breath in through your nose and let it fall out of your mouth. And feel the soles of your feet on the ground. Each toe, your big toe, and each one of your 4 toes, the ball of your foot, the outside edge of your foot, and the heel of your foot. And imagine burying your feet in sand, just the way you would when you are at the beach. Now imagine the crown of your head opening and a white light or a cool blue light or a healing green light coming in through the crown of your head and moving down through your spine, and going down through your spine and going down into the earth, all the way through all the layers of the earth, moving down into the deepest layer of the earth, and then attaching to a 10,000-pound weight. And then imagine tying that light around the 10,000-pound weight to ground yourself. And feel gravity pulling you towards the center of the earth. Now imagine the light traveling in through the crown of your head again, traveling down through your right leg, moving down through your spine and going down into the earth, all the way down through the layers of the earth, moving into the deepest layer of the earth. Moving into the deepest layer of the earth and attaching to a 10,000-pound weight. And tie that light around the 10,000-pound weight to ground yourself. And feel gravity pulling you towards the center of the earth. Now imagine the light traveling in through the crown of your head, traveling down through your left leg, moving down through your spine, and going down into the earth, all the way through the earth, moving into the deepest layer of the earth and attaching to a 10,000-pound weight. And tie that light around the 10,000-pound weight to ground yourself. Feel gravity pulling you towards the center of the earth. And feel yourself anchored to the center of the earth. Take a deep breath in and let it fall out of your mouth. Now, especially if you are inside, and if you're outside, this might take a bit of an imagination. Imagine attaching a cord to your right ankle and moving it out to the right corner of the room in front of you and to the right corner behind you in the room. And then attach a cord to your left ankle to the left corners of the room. And imagine the whole room sinking down into the earth. You may use these grounding exercises at any time to move the energy out of your head and to connect yourself to the supportive, still, secure, and stabilizing energies of the earth. And gently open your eyes. Okay, great. Good job. So you can take your chair and put it off to the side now. Oh, actually, we are going to use it again, but you're going to come up to standing. So we're going to start standing today. All right, from standing, we're going to do Tadasana pose, and I want you to really focus on feeling your feet on the ground. So place your feet underneath your hip bones, lift and spread your toes. Inner edges of your feet are parallel. And feel each one of your toes on the ground. Feel the inner edges of your feet, the outside edges of your feet, and your heels. Lengthen your legs down into the ground. Roll your shoulders back and down. Draw your ears back over your shoulders. Lengthen up tall through your spine. And just close your eyes and feel your feet connecting to the earth. And feel that supportive, nurturing, grounding energy of the earth. Okay, and then take your hands out in front of you. Inhale. You're going to exhale, sit back into chair pose. Okay, so feel your legs. So one of the things that I find when I have a migraine, of course, all your energy is in your head. Of course, you have so much pain. So it's useful to bring that energy down into your lower body. This class is not for when you have a migraine. It's for anybody who has a migraine knows that. But it's for when you don't have a migraine and to shift the energy out of your head. But for everybody else, I mean, we all spend way too much time in our heads. I want to show you too, it can be really useful to use a block in chair pose too. So one of the ways to bring our energy out of our heads is to start to use our legs and our feet too. Okay, great. And then come back up to standing. I'm going to get that chair again. I'm going to get it, okay. Okay, the reason why we're going to get the chair is for balance. Because we're going to do something that we do usually lying down, standing up. And the reason for that is, if you're a migrainer, you're going to appreciate that, because lying down, in my experience, puts a lot of pressure on your head. So if you aren't a migrainer, you might want to do this lying down. It's easier lying down usually. But if you get migraines, you're going to appreciate that we're doing this standing up, because it puts less pressure on your head. So let me give you the option that you could do this lying down. You recognize this. I do it all the time lying down in my practices. But if you get migraines and headaches, you're going to appreciate that we're doing this standing up. Your choice, lying down or standing up. Let me give the option of standing it up. So you take your strap and you'll place it around your right foot and you'll draw your right leg up. Way less pressure on your head standing up. So if you want to do this lying down, you're more than welcome to do it lying down. Oh yes. Once you film outside, you get to say hello to all the critters again. Okay, and then you're going to open your leg out to the side. And cross it over your body. And it's just a little cross. Stay tall through your spine. So in a lot of ways, this is a more challenging pose standing up, but less pressure in your head. That's why for migraineurs, we're doing it standing up. Okay, great. And then you're going to lower your right leg down and stand in Tadasana again. I want you to just feel the difference between your right and your left leg. And particularly, I'm really feeling and noticing the difference between the bottom of my feet on both sides. So just notice and see what you feel the difference is on both sides. Okay, and then we'll turn around and do the other side. You may not have to turn around. Okay, so let's do the other foot. Go ahead and draw the other foot up. You know, let me just explain why I have this tied, because I notice my students do things just like me because they think they have to. And I'll explain why I have this tied. I have this tied here because it's tied for the width of my shoulders for shoulder stand. When you do shoulder stand, it's a useful prop to tie to do shoulder stand. That's why it's tied. And so it's tied there permanently for me to practice shoulder stand. You don't have to tie yours like that. It's just my strap tied for shoulder stand. So normally you'll have a little loop, and that's the way it should be. So I notice my students copy me on some things sometimes. So just leave your strap the way it is. Unless you've got yours tied for your shoulder stand. Okay, so let's hook up your left foot and draw it in. Although this works out pretty well for me here for Hasta Pandegustasana. Hasta meaning standing, as opposed to Supta, which means lying down on your back. And then open your leg out to the side. Try and keep your hips even and level from side to side. And then you're going to cross it over your body. Okay, great. And then you're going to release that down, and you can put your strap down now. And just stand in Tadasana again and feel your legs. And just notice if the energy hasn't moved down your body, away from your head, and feel your legs, feel how much stronger they feel. Feel how things are just moving down your body, which is great. Whether you have migraines or whether you spend too much in your time in your head, rehashing the past, worrying about the future, it's all good. Okay, now we're really done with the chair. Okay, from here, we're going to come into pigeon pose. So one thing you'll notice about this class is we're not going to do any inversions. For migraineurs, it's like any little tiny little bit of an inversion is like hell on wheels. So we're not doing any today. So you can put your own in. If you want to do a little down dog right now, you can do your own little down dog. That's totally fine. We're going to come onto all fours. And you're going to slide your right knee forward. Bring your right heel over towards your left hip bone. And let me give you lots of options here. So for somebody who gets really serious migraines, this might be enough. Okay? You could come to here, would be another great place. This is probably enough for most migraineurs. Okay, if you don't experience migraines, you can fold all the way forward. Okay, but for most people who experience migraines, this is too far probably. It's enough of an inversion that it's too much pressure on your head. Okay, so you look after yourself. For the general population, folding all the way forward is good here. Using a bolster here would be a good idea, but look after yourself in your own body here. We're just going to release the hips a little bit. We're going to be doing some forward folds, and this will help to prepare you for some of the forward folds here. Okay. Okay, great. So we're going to come back up onto all fours. If you don't experience migraines, you can come into down dog. If you do, all fours is your counter pose here. Great question I received by email today. If you have carpal tunnel syndrome, down dog or coming onto all fours is going to be hard on your carpal tunnel syndrome. You want to do it on your forearms instead, okay? Nice. There's a good option for carpal tunnel syndrome or tendonitis, okay? There's your option. All right, so other side, slide your left knee forward. Left heel over to your right sit bone. Come forward, your right leg back. Okay, so how far forward you're going to come depends on if you're a general population. You would come all the way forward. If you experience migraines, you're only going to come part way forward and keep your head up so you're not putting too much blood pressure into your head. Isn't this great how we get to look after ourselves in yoga? So again, still really moving our energy out of our heads and down to the lower parts of our bodies. Okay, and then bring your hands back underneath your shoulders, either down dog or coming onto all fours for your counter pose. And then here's where we're going to use the folded blanket if you have them. These Mexican blankets are great for forward folds and for dandasana, which we're going to do next. You can get them on Amazon's where I got mine. If you're Canadian, amazon.ca. Or if you're American, you have so many more options on Amazon. I don't even know where to start there. That's your problem if you're American. You have so many options. Well, and if you're Australian, I don't know. If you're in the UK, on our membership site, there were so many. They had some good discussion about where to get props there. Okay, what we're going to do first is a series for your feet to bring energy right into your feet. So sitting up on the blanket just helps to lift your spine up a little bit. That's why we're doing that. So if you don't have that, that's fine. You can sit up on a block or just sit on the floor. You're going to start by curling your toes, just your toes forward and back. And now your whole foot, so bend your toes forward, your whole foot forward and your whole foot back. So see, again, we're taking the energy out of your head and as far away as possible from your head, down into your feet. And then you're going to circle your feet. So this class, let me just be clear, is not going to cure your migraines at all. I'm sorry, it's not. But what it is going to do is help to bring some of that energy away from your head and move it to a different part of your body, which will help shift energy a bit. Every little bit helps, right? And then other way. Okay, and then slide your left leg in and then cross your left leg over. You're going to circle, hold on to your left foot and circle it. And then you're going to put your fingers between your toes. My favorite. Felt really weird the first time I did it, but now love it. And bend your toes forward and back. And then just give your whole bottom of your foot a little massage, especially the balls of the feet, down the neck of each toe, the whole bottom of your foot. Oh, it feels so good. Okay. And then place your left foot on the ground. Oh, doesn't that feel good? Okay, and then you're going to cross your right foot over. You start by circling your right foot. This is called the ankle crank. No kidding. I just think that's the best name ever. And then circle the other way. And then fingers between your toes. So all of this energy, bringing it down into your feet, is very grounding, nurturing. Helps to bring that secure, still energy of the earth. Very stabilizing. Rather than that kind of frenetic, anxious, stressful energy that we get into in our heads. Okay, and then just give the bottom of your foot a nice little massage, balls of your foot down the necks of your toes. Oh, feels so good. Okay. Good. Oh, a little bit up the ankle too. Why not? Okay. Ah, great. And then we are going to do squat pose. So this, depending on your knees, won't be for everybody. If it's not for you, you can go up and do that squat that we did at the beginning of the class without such deep knee flexion. But you're going to place your feet on the floor, and some of you won't need to take your feet as wide as me to get your full foot on the floor. Bring your palms together, connect to the earth. This is very grounding and earth connecting pose. Great. And then you're going to release this, and we're going to do some forward fold. So this is a great place to use your folded blanket. Up on to lift your hips a bit. And I'm going to sit up on my blanket. Okay. And you're going to sit with your legs wide on the edge of your folded blanket. And you don't have to do side splits. I'm kind of being ambitious here. You don't have to do side splits though. You're going to lift up tall through your spine and hinge forward through your hips. Okay? Find the centers of your heels. So I know some teachers really tell you to draw your toes back, but if your feet are relaxed, as long as they're not hanging out to the sides, find the center of your heels. That's fine. And your knees should be facing up, not rolled in or out. Center of your heels. Feet relaxed. Knees pointing up. Hinge forward. Wide-legged. Seated forward fold. Upavista Konasana. So the seated forward folds are nice for migraineurs. They're not inversions. The head is lifted. The stretch is in the legs. It's just a great pose for people with headaches and migraines. And the energy is out of the head and in the legs. Okay, you're gonna hinge up, bring your legs together, I'm feeling ambitious. Bend your left leg, open your left leg out to the side, inhale up, exhale, hinge forward over your right leg. Janu Sirsasana, head beyond knee pose. Yeah. And then hinge up, bring your left leg in, wrap your right arm around it, turn towards it, lengthen up through your spine. Marichyasana. Turn back to the center, cross your left leg all the way over your right leg, half Gomukhasana, half cow's face pose, tall through your spine, fold forward. So I don't know if you noticed, but I didn't do any neck and shoulder stretches. For me personally, I find they bring too much blood flow to my migraine brain. I don't like them. I don't find them helpful for my migraines. So for you, it's personal. They might be helpful for you. It's trial and error, I guess. I'm just offering for you what helps for me. And then uncross your leg, take your legs together. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, fold forward, Paschimottanasana. Seated forward fold. Good, and then you're going to come up to seated again, take your legs wide again. Upavista Konasana again, wide-legged seated forward fold. So ironically, and I'm just keeping it real here, it would seem that mindfulness practice would be the answer. But for me, distraction works. So instead of focusing on the pain, it helps for me to bring the energy elsewhere in my body. So instead of, and this is true of the epidemic of way too much time in the head too, right? Of focusing on the past and focusing on the future. Instead of being in that space of confusion and yucky head space, let's just bring our energy down into our feet, go outside, take a walk, bring our energy into the lower part of our body and connect to the earth again. Instead of focusing on the pain, let's come into our feet and our legs, ground into the earth, find that really nurturing quality of the earth. That's what's been working for me. Okay, and then come up. Bring your legs together in front of you. You'll bend your right leg in, open it out to the side. Lift up tall through your spine, hinge forward. Janu Sirsasana. Keep your chin tucked, your ears back over your shoulders. Hinge back up through your hips, draw your right knee in, wrap your left arm around your right knee, turn towards it. And then come back to the center, cross your right leg all the way over your left leg. Lift up nice and tall, hinge forward over your leg. Excuse me. And then hinge back up, uncross your right leg. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, hinge forward through your hips. Paschimottanasana. Keep your chin tucked. Try not to do your forward folds with your neck. Okay, great. And then come on up and shake your legs out. Just gonna see what's next here. Okay. This one, I have a member on my membership site, and she says that lying on her stomach actually triggers migraines for her. So if that's true for you too, then you could actually do this one standing up with the chair, okay? So if a shape bothers you, just imagine how you could do the shape from a different position, okay? That's always the solution. So Donna, you do this one standing up. Okay, here is what we're going to do. You're going to lie on your stomach, everybody except for Donna, and anybody else who lying on their stomach triggers migraines for them. And you're going to press the front of your pelvis into the ground and inhale. Exhale, you're going to extend long through your right leg until it reaches off the ground. And then release. Wiggle your hips from side to side. And then again, tuck your tail under. Inhale. Exhale, extend long through your left leg until it reaches off the ground. Man, my legs feel heavy today. Okay, and then lower your left leg and wiggle your hips from side to side. Okay, and then you're going to lie on your back. And grab your block and place your block between your knees. Place your hands down by the side of your body. Your feet are flat on the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, press into your feet and lift your pelvis off the ground. Feel the strength of your legs here on the ground. Feel all your toes on the ground. I can't tell you how many times people lift their toes and feet off the ground here. Feel your whole foot on the ground. And then slowly lower yourself down. You can release the block. And you're going to extend your left leg out. Hug your right knee into your chest. If you have any knee issues, you're going to hold on behind your knee. And release your right leg to the ground. And then draw your left leg into your chest. Hold on behind your left knee, especially if you have any knee issues. And then release your left leg to the ground. Maybe just shake your legs out a little bit. Tuck your shoulders under. And you can rest back for Savasana. And in Savasana, I'm going to share with you a reading. This reading is called Kiss the Earth, and it is by Thich Nhat Hanh. Walk and touch peace every moment. Walk and touch happiness every moment. Each step brings a fresh breeze. Each step makes a flower bloom. Kiss the earth with your feet. Bring the earth your love and happiness. The earth will be safe when we feel safe in ourselves. Thank you for joining us for episode 121 of Namaste Yoga. My heart goes out to all of you who suffer from migraine disease. I now know how horrible and awful and debilitating it can be. And I wish you all the very best and all the success on your healing journey with it. I hope this video brings you some respite between your migraines. And for all of you who spend way too much time in your head, I hope this brings you out of your head and down into your feet and connects you with the earth. Namaste.